In this video, we're talking about the dwelling known as the Dark Place, what it is, and how it connects to the people in our story. My name is Justin, and I spend my time investigating, but some don't understand what most don't want to believe, and this is a horror deep dive. It's my belief that to understand the events that happened in Alan Wake, you must first understand what happened to Thomas Zane, for they truly are two sides of the same coin. We first meet Zane in the story of Alan Wake and Alan's dream, where he attempts to send him a message in poetry.
I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I beam. To its ports I beam. Do you understand?
No.
Yeah, me neither, bro. Luckily, Zane stops with the artistic jibber jabber and just tells him, hey, when you see these creepy meanies, just blind them in the face with a flashlight. Oh, and shoot them. With a gun, but mostly bright lights. He knows these things because he's been here before. He's been in Alan's shoes. There's actually numerous parallels between both of these characters. They're both writers. They both came to Cauldron Lake to get away from it all. Both of their wives were their inspirations, both of whom were taken by the Dark Presence. And they were both influenced by the Dark Presence to use the power of the lake. Alan was a famous novelist. Zane was a well-known poet before his death. One morning, his wife Barbara went swimming in the lake and drowned under mysterious circumstances. I hope when I die, it's under mysterious circumstances too, instead of just circumstances. Zane used the power of the lake to bring Barbara back. And it worked. Zane was successful, but the Dark Presence came back with her, possessing her body. When he realized that she was not human anymore, he cut out her heart, but found only darkness within. And you can't fight darkness with a knife. Thomas Zane sealed himself away with the Dark Presence, the original ultimate sacrifice. He did this using the lake's own power, and is likely the cause of the volcano eruption that sank the island. So who is this Dark Presence? We first encounter it at the Oh Dear Diner while in the form of Barbara Jagger. It can project itself into different people, like Carl Stuckey, or that park ranger guy, I forgot his name, as well as animals like these Alfred Hitchcock ripoffs, and just a giant tornado as well. Barbara Jagger seems to be the preferred form it takes, kind of like a favorite pair of jeans. The Dark Presence has brainwashed artists and writers throughout the years to make itself stronger and enter the earthly realm. We know of 3 times it has attempted this. The first was Thomas Zane, where it nearly succeeded, but we've already addressed that. The second time was with an old hair metal band from the 70s called the Old Gods of Asgard. We don't know too much about this except for it left one of the members dead and the remaining members admitted into a psychiatric hospital. We meet them when Alan Wake escapes. And speak of the devil, Alan Wake is the 3rd time that we know of that the Dark Presence has influenced the writer to use the power of the lake to grow in power. And oh boy, does it become powerful, eventually having the strength to throw cars to the side like a sack of potatoes. But where does this Dark Presence come from? Finally, we arrive at the Dark Place. The Dark Place is said to predate time itself, and to have simply always existed. The portal that connects it to our world is Cauldron Lake. The Dark Presence is but one of many entities to have tried to enter through to our realm. The Dark Place is a dreamlike dimension which Alan describes as conceptual and subjective, flowing rather than being solid. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I have a hunch that real estate there is fairly cheap. So now you're starting to see the epic scale this story really is on, rather than it just taking place on an island in a small town. The Dark Place runs parallel to our dimension, except it's more like this and this. But you get the picture. This is because the Dark Place is infinite in expanse. Various supernatural entities exist in the Dark Place, but their power is insignificant in the grand scope of it all. So perhaps the impact it would have on our world is what interests them in invading it so much. Both Alan and Thomas secure themselves away into the dark place to stop the dark presence, with Thomas acting in the role as the bright presence, the entity that keeps the dark presence at bay, for now at least. So where does this information leave us with our good buddy Alan Wake? If different things can leave the dark place, maybe he can too. Maybe he needs another writer to help bring him back, though that hasn't worked out for anyone else thus far. Perhaps Thomas Zane would need to retire the role of the bright presence and pass on the mantle down to him. A true sequel to Alan Wake has been rumored more than just a few times, but recently it seems to finally have been confirmed. So hopefully one day we can at last save Alan, and not just leave him in the dark. And if you do end up going into the dark, don't forget your flashlight. And hey, careful out there.